So, fun fact about this recording, I did not have my microphone turned on, so I am doing a very belated voiceover. Here I am showing that I, not only had things in the box that was completely filled, but I also had been getting a whole bunch of trades, and that was overflowing. So I was just kind of taking you through my process here of, putting these photo cards away. The big thing that, is in my mind right now is that I have to film another one of these pretty soon because that little Pokemon box that I have is already full again because there's been comebacks and I didn't manage to put, everything that was in it away. And so now I'm back to square one, which is why I'm finally doing the voiceover. I had been putting off doing it just because I've been studying for the bar exam that's upcoming. And so, when your day is spent studying and learning new things and yada yada, you don't really have a lot of energy left over. Not to mention I'm at my parents' house, and so it's kind of sometimes hard to find, a quiet moment to sit and record. But, now I'm finally filming this voiceover, so I can get this off my to-do list. But I do take the bar next week, and I am extremely, extremely nervous. So if you're watching this and you're listening, feel free to leave some good luck in the comments for me. But, so, if you know anything about my process, it's that I don't do things quite like other people do. I don't do full member pages or anything like that. I kind of just do it how I want it. There's that PC that I'm never going to forgive for having an impression on it. But fun fact, I did manage to trade for a version that doesn't have one. So now I just have this extra PC. I'm probably going to turn it into something that goes into like a photocard holder or something. So yeah, but right now I am sorting the photo cards just to kind of get an idea of like what I have, because like I said, I do it a little differently. I do it where I just kind of like do as many different people and kind of like a variety that I can on the page. And so I kind of wanted to see the variety that I have. Over on the right side are my biases, Jihyo, Jay, Yuri, Sulky, and Sakura, where I'm kind of putting non-biased photo cards off to the side. Because, like, I've been trying to take the photo cards out of my albums that I have lying around just because, and Gal's a bias too, but I just was running out of space. I've been trying to take them out of albums and stuff like that so that way they don't get creased or bent or anything. And if you know anything about me, Chuyu is my second bias, so it's not like, she's over there in the waste lane either, but I just wanted to kind of get an idea of what's going on. And the big thing is that, like, with trading, buying, and selling, sometimes you try and you try and you try and you get nowhere. And so, I have pulled some cards from there that I'm like, well, they're decent enough cards that I don't want to just, like, throw them away or whatever. So, I don't know where I pulled some of these from, where I completely disappeared. I guess they were maybe elsewhere in my room, because this desk is not where, like, my K-pop collection is. It's, I would almost say, like, across the room. And so if there's anything over by where my trade and buy and sell binder is, then I have to go get it from across the room. And it's not like I have a huge room, like it's super far away. But since I've moved back home from college, I do have a lot of stuff kind of clogging my room. And so it's kind of a nuisance to have to go fetch. Now here I'm opening up some of the cards. I don't know why. Sometimes I just am not good at filming things on camera. And if you remember anything from my Mercari Japan haul, I have 2 of these. I think one's in my buy and sell trade. But I usually just keep the ones I trade for because, I don't know. I feel bad if I, like, traded for something and then I turn around and sell it. Like, for the This Is 4 album, yep, see, there's the dupe. And so I pulled the Mercari Japan dupe to the side. Like, for the This Is 4 comeback, I went and bought a copy from Walmart. I could not find a Walmart copy when I was in my college town, came home for a little bit, found it there, in my home Walmart. And so I pulled out my photo cards, and one of them was that like forehead Jihyo photo card, and guess who already had traded for it? So it's like, of course. But yeah, at this point, I think had been since probably like December that I'd been compiling this huge old pile, maybe even like March or something. I usually don't have too thick of a pile of photo cards going on. I feel like some people, they can do a photo card sorting haul like every month, every couple weeks, but I don't collect that many photo cards, and I certainly don't collect that many groups. I always watch other K-pop YouTubers, and some of them collect like 4 or 5 groups. Not 4 or 5, like 5 to 10. Like I collect, stayc, Super Junior, and like Le Sserafim, Twice. Did I say Twice? Red Velvet, and BTS. And I feel like, in particular, like Le Sserafim and stayc, and then somewhat Twice are probably the most active. Like it's, we have the Super Junior 25 comeback that just happened, and I will be hopefully soon getting my albums. It seems like they're going to arrive right when I'm taking the exam, which stinks. But I don't feel like altogether they have that many. Oh, and how could I forget IVE? But I feel like, like it's been a hot minute since we've had an IVE comeback. I know Rebel Heart was earlier this year, but it's not like they've had like 2 or 3 since then. Stacey's probably been the most active this year. Was Strategy earlier? Yeah, Strategy was earlier this year. No, was it November? Was it February? Oh my god. I'm like losing my mind. I feel like the older you get, the more these months blur together. But like I watch people who like collect all of NCT. That's like crazy. Like each group and has biases, and like I feel like always like like a group like that is coming back. I know aespa quite frequently has come back, so I imagine if you stand them in and out. But I mean that's why like I don't do a lot of hauls anymore. It's because just looking at this pile, first off, I'm not like super completionist about a lot. But this kind of just gives you a sense of I really don't have that many biases. I watch some people and they have like a whole fishing box or like one of those huge clear boxes like full of photo cards. And I don't know if it's sheer number. I do feel like if I did fully collect J in every sense of the word, that it could be like that. Because like I was looking at Stacey J's Team Fresh like template. Crazy the amount of cards on it. I was like, oh my god. And some of these like Pobs and Lucky Draws, I've never heard of these companies. I think it was like 2 or 3 videos ago I got a Q-Hunt photo card from like K-pop shop or something, like K-store. Like it was very like, it wasn't K-Place, which I know, or like K-Pop USA. It was some like K-pop store I've never really heard of, and the photo card was like as thin as paper. And I've a couple times done like Apple Pobs or things like that. Like I just bought a copy of Stacey's I Want It, and it comes with an Apple Music Pob. But I feel like some of these like I've never heard of, and then you get their Pobs and they're either on the world's thickest like PVC or they're thin, and it's like, oh my gosh. And so I sometimes also wonder how many people really buy the Lucky Draws or Pobs. Like right now, since this is 4 comeback with Twice, there's been a lot of people being like, oh, we're doing a group order, yada yada, we want some people to join. And I'm just amazed at the amount of like Lucky Draws of things that come up. I'm like, I'm always really scared to join those like secured group spots or whatever, where like you have to, if you join the like group chat or whatever, you have to buy everything that group order manager does in relation to that group for that that's insane. And my biggest thing is like I'd be scared that you're putting yourself pretty much into debt, and people take some of this buying, selling, trading super seriously. Like I say put some effort into it, but like some of these people treat it like it's their 3rd or 2nd job. And if you're not responding to that DM right away, just go ahead and lay out on some railroad tracks, because clearly, you know, you deserve to perish. Like, it's crazy. You know, I do feel like I have one deal with at your own risk post that, like, gets comments occasionally, and that chick was, like, a for sure scammer. Like, she was literally just taking money and then running. And the funny thing is she didn't even block, which was always kind of crazy to me, because, like, usually you hear, like, I paid and then the scammer, like, blocked me. No, she was the classic scammer of pay and I'll ghost you. And she would even read them. Ah, the gall. The gall. Here you can see me fumbling through my supplies because, oh my god, it'd been too freaking long. Like, I think I have heart ones inner sleeves now, and then, like, regular, and then I have, like, regular clear sleeves, and then my outer sleeves that are different colors. I have a lot of, like, plastic, it feels like, you know, like, there's one day I'm gonna die, and they're gonna take all the little sleeves off and dispose of them, and it's gonna form a plastic ocean in the island. Luckily enough, like, I think this plastic that goes around these Photocards sleeve-wise are so cheap that it just dissolves. So I'm hoping, you know, maybe by the time I pass on or, you know, decide to mass get rid of all these sleeves that somebody's figured out a way to make it a little eco-friendly of the disposal. The big thing that's going on in my life, other than bar studying, is I am going to Seoul as soon as I finish the bar and then move out of my college apartment. Because my college apartment, that address goes quite a bit into August, which is weird. A lot of them, some of them end like August 1st, July 31st in college towns, but mine goes a little later. I know when I had an individual, like, bed lease at, like, a college apartment, like, that one I think went longer. That's because I think a lot of people renewed. They renew at my apartment building currently, too. I was a renewer. I lived at there now 2 years. Love it. But it's going to be interesting to move out. All my K-pop stuff is home. So, like, that's concern is gone and over with. But I have a lot of other stuff there. If you ever meet me in real life, you'll discover I'm a little bit of a hoarder. So I have quite a bit of stuff. And then not to mention that I also am an office supply person. Love to collect office supplies. Like, my K-pop trading bag, if I ever show it off, oh my god. But here you can see me doing my favorite. Yeah, see, you can see my messy desk for a second there. Oof. You can see I'm doing my favorite process of deciding what sleeves these go in. Once again, since I do it a little bit differently, I think I should take a second to explain. So some of those are like the Pikachu backs, and that's because I really don't care what the back looks like. I will just say that in general, like those Pikachu ones and then just like kind of like the bigger clear ones are cheaper to get, but I like the thick big ones, and those are a little more expensive. And plus I had like the Pikachu covers anyway, so I might as well use them. So that's why I do it, is mostly just to kind of use up what I already have, in particular the Pikachu card sleeves. But I also do it just because I think it's fun and different. Oh my gosh, this irritated me. So these are the Jungkook I Am PCs. They did not fit in an inner sleeve. They're slightly too big. Ooh, that bothers me when that happens. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Because it looks like a regular photo card, but it's like a centimeter too big. Like, ooh, just grind my gears. But yeah, so the only two sleeves that I have right now. Oh God. This is the danger of like filming on a tripod sometimes. The only two sleeves that I really use are the Pikachu and the clear ones. I really don't. I used to have a couple more, a different couple of them, but I really don't anymore. I think I had like other Pokemon designs. And I do have heart inner sleeves, and I think those are slightly, I think they're regular size maybe. And that's just because any of those like holographics, they always have like a trace amount of PVC. So I'm a little paranoid about keeping any cards in them long term. And those dark purple sleeves, I got them, they're a Dragon Shield one, and I got them in this like cool dragon box. Like literally like there's a dragon on it, looks pretty cool. And I was like, do they have like the dragon design on them? The guy's like, sometimes they do. And so I was really excited. I thought I was getting a purple dragon design, but alas, 'twas not. Just purple. But I like that shade of purple. The light purple is really cute too. It's like a pinky purple. And those I think were just some card Yu-Gi-Oh ones. I get them from like local card shops. My college has one that's pretty nice, like a pretty big local card shop. And that's where I get a lot of this from. I also am into K-pop stationery girly. I know a lot of people do Meow Cafe, I think, nowadays. They used to do Mando Deco, and the brand now known as Alt Bias, I think they were Prism Platinum, use those. But I use K-pop stationery. They're sold in K-pop Naras, and I quite liked the packaging they came in and the quality of the sleeves, so that's why I've continued to buy them. I've probably said this in maybe a buy haul or two, but I'm very brand loyal. Like, if you treat me well, I will repeatedly buy. And so every once in a while, like, I'll see K-pop fans being like, well, this one's like 30 cents cheaper or whatever. And I'm not so much in the point in my life where I need to worry about money. Luckily, you know, very blessed when it comes to that. Oh my God. Anybody want to hold this tripod up for me? I think I was scared to tighten a part of it, and so I just kept flopping over. But, so, like, I don't need, like, cheaper products, and I had already committed to K-pop stationery when I think Meow Cafe really took off, and so, plus I like seeing products in person, and I don't know if Meow Cafe sells anything in person, so that's why I don't have any of their products. I have looked at a couple of their binders, but I don't know. Currently, I'm just kind of happy with the binders you can buy from office supply stores, so, you know, I will say that it is interesting to see some of this kind of decision-making played back, because I think I was trying to, like, narrate to the camera kind of the different steps I do in choosing a back, like, whether the back should be shown or not. But I'm going to be honest with you, it's not an exact science. I just think some backgrounds are cooler than others. And you can see me fumble quite a bit with picking sleeves because, you know, I'm not one of these people that really has, like, all these extra organization things. So I just kind of approach it how I approach it. I watch some of these K-pop YouTubers, like I say, and they have, like, those, like, little plastic clear boxes out the wazoo. They have organizers. They have this. They have that. I've thought about it, but the big thing is it's an expense that I don't know if I want to pay for. And then what do you do with it? You have to stack it somewhere. I think once I move into my own apartment later this fall and have my big girl job, it'll be a different conversation, different thought process. But right now, since I'm, especially in that transition period, going from being like a college grad student to being, you know, taking a test where I'm kind of just in limbo and then moving on with my life has just made it really different. But one of the things I was mentioning earlier is I am going on a soul trip after I take the exam. It's kind of, I don't want to say like a reward, but I guess that's what it is. Like, good job, I graduated from law school. I took the bar. The big thing is in particular, if you're a law student, usually you take the bar and then you don't work until like the results come out. And like the results in Missouri don't come out until like September. So there's quite this long wait, and I don't start work until the beginning of October. So, you know, during this time, might as well take some vacations, especially like something like I've been looking forward to, like going back to Seoul. But in particular, I'm going to be there during the Super Junior concert time. But the big thing is, currently I don't have tickets for the Super Junior concert. So it'll be interesting if I can find, I know there's brokers and stuff out there that I can always buy from, but I'm trying to find cheaper. I'm hoping that as the date gets closer, more tickets will be canceled and they'll go up for resale. Because one thing, I don't know if any of you have ever looked at going to Korea for a concert. If you can get 100% of your money back if you cancel 10 days before the concert. And so I think there is still a decent amount of scalpers out there that when they hit that 10-day mark, they're going to cancel. I feel like personally it'd be like cutting it a little close for my personal taste. I'm hoping to get them maybe a bit sooner. But like right now, ticket bay prices are pretty insane. Like easily triple what retail was. And I've talked to a ticket broker, and like I think the original tickets were like 194 won, Oh, hey, I open up Twitter and there's some sort of thing going on. Interesting. I was talking to a ticket broker in Korea, and in particular, like, they were selling, yeah, so I think isn't it even the 194s here, like, below that is double. And so that sucks. Big thing is, like, I don't know with some of these if they're VIP or not, because some of the sections were, like, half and half, but I don't know what row they went up to VIP-wise. But I've looked at, like, doing some ticket brokers and stuff like that. And using those, looked at the ticket bay. Once again, I'm just really hopeful, but I had no luck, and it was an absolutely heart-shattering process. The first days, I decided, like, the first time it went on sale, I decided to not do the melon ticket scramble, which was my undoing. And I was like, I'm just going to go for, like, the SM Global tickets that they offered through the travel, like, package thing. And that website was an absolute madhouse. It was crashing. It was insane. I had gotten a hold of a ticket, and I should have just bought it, but it didn't have one for my friend, and I didn't know if I wanted to buy a ticket without my friend. But I should have just bought it. Kind of regret not doing it. And so I got nothing that first day. Because and I was heartbroken. Like, I was crying to my parents. And they felt so bad for me. And then they announced they were going to do that Friday. And I was like, okay, I'll do the Melon Global ticketing, and I'll do regular SM Global. And I, once again, screwed it up. Because I did because sometimes Global has this weird thing where it'll just block certain VPN, like, countries and Wi-Fi and stuff like that. And so I did it on my iPad because it was working just fine. But for whatever reason, if you do it on your iPad, it doesn't pop up, like, the pop-up blocker. So other people said it wasn't even working on the computer. Like, it would be your turn and nothing would pop up. And so you'd sit there and you're like, do I have to refresh? Like, why isn't it redirecting me to the page? Because unlike Ticketmaster, where it just, like, refreshes you into, like, the map, Melon, it pops up in a separate window, and you have to go from there. And so, despite really having a good queue number, I got nothing. And I tried, like, 2-3 times. And same issue, once again, I don't know if it was an iPad or just a Melon ticket issue in general. But that sucked. And then once again, my family helped me try to get the global tickets. We all woke up. It was really early in the morning. All three of us sat there and got nothing. It's just a straight mess. And so it's been crazy because, I don't know why they picked such small venues. Like, Hong Kong sold out in minutes. I don't think Mexico City or Monterey did have sold out, but I'm not 110% sure. But it's just been crazy to me that they did these small venues. I get that there was, like, a worry of, like, we're not going to sell out or whatever. But I think it's because they have that fear from, like, the solo individual members. But it's like, the solos and the individual members will never stack up to, like, having, like, a full group type situation. And not to mention, it's the big, like, 20th anniversary extravaganza that, like, they've been teasing for months and years. And so everybody's been kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm looking. Well, first off, it's in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. So it's been very interesting to me. And it seems like all there is resale. Los precios, los tipos. Yeah, I think it's just resale because they're $2,928. And I don't think that that's the normal price. That's Mexico City. I'm getting really good at Spanish from now on, I suppose. Yeah, and these are all resale and they're thousands of dollars. And I don't know if that's in pesos or in American dollars, which I think if it's pesos, it'll be much cheaper. Yeah, 102. But I don't know if that's in pesos or not. Because I think the Mexican peso, is it the same sign? Like, do you put $1,900, like the dollar sign for pesos. I don't know. Let me Google it. Do you use dollar sign for pesos? Because, like, I know if it's pounds, you use a different thing. Yeah. So I don't know if it's pesos. Maybe it is, but all that's left is, like, nosebleeds. So once again, pretty much sold out, if not completely there, due to, just being resale tickets. And I would say that would probably be your hardest country to sell tickets in, is Mexico. I think Monterrey is in Mexico too. But yeah, so, and then avoiding Europe and the United States, like, really? That was heartbreaking. So we'll see if I get tickets to Korea. I'm hoping that I can find a decent resale ticket. If not, as we get closer, I may just break down and just buy one from a broker. I do have a friend who is in Korea and is willing to help me get one through TicketBay, but TicketBay prices are so expensive. Like, much more expensive to buy through them than, like, a broker, which is crazy. Like, I was looking earlier, and, like, a VIP ticket was, like, 1,000,000 won, and, like, the brokers I've seen are, like, 550 won for, like, 550,000 won for the same thing. So, like, half. And that's just crazy. For 1,000,000 won, which is, like, $700 US, I want one of the members of Super Junior to, like, meet me. I don't want just, like, a sound check. But we shall see what happens there. I'm really hopeful. So manifest that I pass the bar and that I get tickets. That's your guys' assignment for this. But now we're finally catching up to the portion where my microphone was actually working. And I don't want it to be like the microphone had an issue. It was me. I didn't realize it wasn't turned on. And apparently, if it's turned on and the receiver's in the phone to record the audio, it just records nothing if that mic's not on. So, whoopsie poopsie. But, I'm not a professional by any means. I mean, I do this so seldom and so rarely. You all, if you haven't guessed by now, I am out of practice. Because the law school and staying for the bar has just ate my time. But, maybe now that I'm a working contributor to society, I'll have more time to film videos. And I especially plan on doing some cute things when I move to my apartment and finally can put my collection maybe, like, out in a bigger space. Like, I think that would be kind of cute. So I'm sitting here filming, so thinking my microphone's on. Egg on my face. Turns out it wasn't on this whole time, so y'all had some subpar quality audio. Sorry about that. I'll try and fix it as much as I can in post, but I'm not, like, very good at video editing. I watch some of these other K-pop YouTubers. They have, like, fantastic editing. Like, I guess maybe they took a class or they have a really nice program. I have none of those. It's just me and my luck, what I do, and I just kind of edit on my iPad, so yeah, whoopsie. But my mom called me out to do fireworks. She likes fireworks, so, we also have a deer out there that was trying to eat some food, because we live in kind of like a suburban area of St. Louis, so there's always a decent amount of wildlife. See, and now you guys are going to be able to hear me even when I walk away because I have my freaking microphone finally right. Ran out of clear ones. Here's the last of it. I got these from Target. They're the Card brand. I know every once in a while someone's like, I recommend these brands. I recommend these brands. They're all the same, honestly. The only thing that's, like, nice about, like, Meow Cafe and K-pop Stationery, which I use K-pop Stationery, is that they come in K-pop sizes, where if you do want an inner sleeve, and I do buy inner sleeves now, you can just get them by buying what they call Japanese sleeves. And those cover these as inner sleeves, and then you can just buy regular old ones. But and the reason they're called Japanese sleeves is I think they're supposed to be for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Yu-Gi-Oh cards are more this size than Pokemon cards. But like I said, you can kind of just buy them from wherever. Okay, I think this video is getting kind of long. Like it's at almost 30 minutes. Let's see what kind of shape my box is looking like if I put all this back in there. I'll take her out of her plastic hard shell and see what the box is looking like. Because like I said, it's been like 30 minutes and I'm kind of getting hungry for a snack. So, you know, if I can get everything in the box, I'm going to be pretty happy. If not, I guess we'll do another page here. Ooh, 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 ooh. Is it gonna, it's going to fit in the box. Well, that's good enough for today. So we'll end it on this page. We did 3 pages. I feel like that's plenty of work, you know, and I yapped for 30 minutes. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Remember to love yourself always. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed some yapping. And I will see you guys next time. Q-Hun says to like, subscribe, or else. See you guys.